Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I'm extremely sorry. I had some very urgent seva in the temple and it took me a little more time. So I'm very sorry. Thank you so much for joining in the Saturday Bhakti Shastri class. We'll start the class. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you so much. So far what we have seen is uh, uh, we saw that knowledge in the three modes the last time that we saw, and so far we have seen that how Krishna in the beginning of the chapter says, because Arjuna is inquiring that what should I do? I should take sannyas or tyag, and what is the difference between sannyas and tyag? And Krishna defines sannyas and tyag, and he gives two opinions on tyag, and then his own opinion on tyag. And then we have renunciation of tyag in the three modes. And then we saw what are the causes, the five factors that we saw. We saw that what is doership, what is non-doership, and the three motivators and the three constituents of action. We also saw knowledge in the three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. And now today we will be seeing work in three modes, worker in three modes, and hopefully we'll see intelligence or understanding or buddhi in the three modes. And I'll try to complete these at least 9 shlokas in this particular section. Okay. So after explaining what is knowledge in the three modes, Krishna is now describing what is work in three modes. So he says, Niyatam Sangarahitam Araghra Devashata Kritam Afala Prepsuna Karma Yat Tat Satvikam Uchyate. So he says that action which is regulated, which is performed without any attachment, without love or hatred, and without desire for fruit of results, is said to be in the mode of goodness. So he's saying that what are these actions which are in the mode of goodness? So he says, Nityam Sanga Rahitam. Nityam Sanga, what he's talking about Sattvic karma. So when he's saying Nityam Sanga Rahitam, because see in the 19th verse also, Krishna said that three things: Jnanam, Karma, and Karta. So in 20 and 22, if you see, he talked about Gyan, and now in 23 and 24, he's going to speak about actually 23, 24 and 25. He's going to speak about karma. And this verse actually talks about karma in the mode of goodness. So when he is saying Nityam, Nityam means which is regulated or which is prescribed by the scriptures. Okay. And then he's saying Sanga Rahitam. Sanga Rahitam means he's saying that there should be no attachment. And he's saying Araga Dveshita Kritam. Araga Aragah. Rag nahi hona chahiye. Right? Araga Dveshita. Or without love or Dveshita, hatred. Okay. So rag is love, but arag is without love, you can say like that. Or you can say that does not have any attachment, or he does not have any aversion also to that. Then he's saying aphala prepsuna karma. So whatever karma he is doing without any motivation of the fruits of any action. Prepsuna is saying without any, I don't desire any fruits from that particular action, or whatever desire or whatever that fruits are there, I'm not expecting much from that. So anything yat satvikam uchyate. So see, so this is called in the mode of goodness. This particular karma is in the mode of goodness. So firstly, the action is regulated. On a daily basis, you do that particular action, and it is performed without any attachment or without any love or hatred and any fruit of desire. Now let's take the example of chanting only, right? So we are regulated chanting. We don't have any attachment to that particular seva, right? Right? And uh, when we say that without love, of course, in the sense that when I say chanting, it is definitely done with some feelings as such, but I don't have hatred or without any desire for, means from the chanting, I'm not desiring anything for my own sense gratification. When I'm chanting for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. Or if I am doing any other action, right? Maybe it might be cooking, or it might be, doing book distribution, or it might be doing deity worship, right? So I'm not desiring anything, okay, if I will do this seva, I will get this. I will do this seva, I'll get this. Not that way. So we see that this is a consistent theme in the Bhagavad Gita, that as long as we are attached to the fruit of any of material result, to that extent we cannot think about the transcendental reality. And now this transcendental reality also, it is existing beyond its own realm of actions and fruits. So Krishna wants us to rise or raise our consciousness to spiritual reality. So that is why he is repeatedly urging us not to be attached to the material fruits. If I will do this, I will get this. If I will do this, I will get this. He wants us to rise, and that is why, like a loving father, he is guiding us in that way as such. Okay, let's go to the next shloka. So he's saying that यत्तु कामेप्सुना कर्म सहङ्गकारेण वा पुनः क्रियते बहुलासं तद्राजसं मुदारितम्. So he's saying, but action performed with great effort by seeking to gratify his desires and enacted from a sense of false ego is called action in the mode of passion. So firstly, great efforts are required. Then, even if he's putting those efforts, he wants to gratify his senses. And why all these actions? Because his ego is puffed up. He has a sense of false ego. What is true ego? I am the servant of the Supreme Lord. False ego says, I am only the Supreme. That's the difference. So he's saying, so he's saying, Tad Rajasam Udaritam. Means what is in the mode of passion? What is in the mode of passion? He's saying that Yattu Kame Suna Karmaha. The work which is done with any worldly desires. So one has kama for the fruits of work, right? And this kama means only selfish desire. Okay. And then he's saying, Saha ahankarena va punaha. Saha ahankarena means there is ego, of course, but there is arrogance also. If you see somebody who has a very high ego is arrogant also, right? Thinking that I am the doer. And if you see even in the 17th shloka, yeah, even in the 17th shloka, when Krishna said, Yasya naha ahankaro bhava buddhir yasya na lipyate. So one who does not have any ahankar, he will not be bound. Anybody who has got ahankar, then he will be bound. So, an ahankar actually, if you see, ego rises from the doership mentality only. That okay, I am the doer, me and mine, right? So that is why one who is not bound, he's one who does not have ahankar, he will not be bound. And now he is talking about saha ahankarena va punaha. So when a person is having ahankar, then what will happen? Kriyate bahula ayasam. So then what will happen? He will have great trouble because uh, why? Because that involves a great amount of labor. Right? बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. And that is why actually this punha kriyate bahulasam means when great labor means only it is referring to somebody who is doing ugra karma. So ugra karma can be in the mode of passion also and can be in the mode of ignorance. So depending on what activity or what is the consciousness of that particular person, or what activity, whatever in what consciousness he's doing that particular activity. So then he's saying that kriyate bahula asyam. So work which is done in passion and ignorance is not the same, but which is done in passion, it will go down to ignorance after some time. Anything done in passion, it goes slowly down to ignorance. So now if you see, you have goodness, you have passion, and you have ignorance. In the mode of passion only, it is decided whether you'll go upwards or downwards. So demons will work very hard, but they cannot do good to even themselves and others also. So if you see in even the Samudra Manthan Leela, okay, so when the demons were churning that milk ocean, there was a great struggle because they wanted to hold the Vasuki from the mouth side. And if you see from the mouth side, it's a little more difficult. So in work in passion will drag one to do more and more and does not even satisfy. How much ever work he will do, this guy will not get satisfied only. He will work for 18 hours a day, but he will not get sleep. He will struggle. He'll keep on, fighting with his senses. And then if he wants to forget everything, then he will take the help of liquor or some intoxication. That is why he goes down. Because जितना मेहनत करेगा उतना उसको परफॉर्मेंस देने के लिए उसको जो है he will have to take the help of the mode of ignorance only. That is why he keeps on, his senses are not satisfied. ये इनकी senses उसको कहते हैं अतृप्त आत्मा. Senses are never satisfied. The mind is also never satisfied. Intelligence तो बहुत दूर की बात है. Okay, that way. So this is a very nice learning for us also. At least for me, I was thinking that it's a very nice that how we need to rise from the mode of passion to goodness. Okay, so ahead, what is he saying is, let's see, 25th shloka. Now he's going to say karma in the mode of ignorance. अनुबंधनम क्षयम हिंसाम अनपेक्षया चा पौरुषाम मोहादारभ्यते कर्म यत्तत्तामसमुच्यते. The action performed in illusion is disregard of scriptural injunctions and without concern for future bondage or for violence or distress caused to others is said to be in the mode of ignorance. We exactly have a very good example of the recent times that we saw what happened in, the border, Pahalgam. This was completely action in the mode of ignorance for violence and causing distress to others also. A very perfect example is there. So he's saying that because see, when he's saying bandham, kshayam, himsam. So anubandham means that which is causing bondage, and that which causes bondage, all work causes bondage. But in ignorance, especially it will cause bondage because if you see, when somebody is into addiction and that addiction becomes like a vicious binding circle, which people feel very difficult to, come out of it or break through that particular addiction. Let's say somebody's a chain smoker or an alcoholic person, it becomes very difficult for him. Or somebody is into gambling, very difficult for him to come out. Gambling still is on a very this, but uh, smoking and drinking very difficult too. Then he's saying that Shayam, Himsam. Shayam is like, you can say, when he's saying destruction, and sab kuch tehs-nehs ho jata hai. When I say Akshay, means which cannot be destroyed. We had Akshay Tritiya. So whatever activities you do on that day, nothing can be destroyed. And Kshaya means, uh, a destruction or destroy. So Akshay is opposite, which cannot be destroyed. So if you see this terrorism that we recently had, okay, terrorism, vandalism, all these are actions in the mode of ignorance. When you're saying himsam, hinsa is actually violence only, and kshaya is more with things actually, and himsa is more with people. Okay, so in the mode of goodness, one is either violent towards people or destructive towards things. Right? Somebody wants to just blast a particular building. Somebody just wants to, break a particular, vehicle or a scooter or something like that. And then he's saying that anapekshaya cha paurusham. Anapeksha means sometimes words will have some different meanings depending on their context, because anapekshaya, if you see that in the which chapter was that? I think it was the 12th chapter. One second, I remember it was the 12th chapter. Anyways, in the 12th chapter, I think it was having the meaning that devotees who do not have any apeksha, but here the meaning is not in the terms of expectation, but in the terms of considering, without considering the concept. One is so reckless and one is so foolish that one does not think that what will be the consequences of that particular act. And then one will act very recklessly, and he will act even very self-destructively also. Sometimes if you see, you must have seen, there's a very crude example of people, just hitting themselves, destroying themselves. And even smoking, drinking, drug addiction, all these things are self-destructive. So when he's saying anapekshaya cha paurusham, paurusham means little, self-sanctioned, or you can say harsh also. And in terms, or self-sanctioned means sometimes harsh in speech. He's not very sensitive. He speaks bad words. He uses foul language, and he speaks in a very insulting way to others, as if something is is something very intelligent, or some very sign of cleverness. He will just speak some bad words, like people imitate in a very mocking way. That is how they wanted to prove how what is told is not correct. Rather than doing some constructive criticism, they do destructive criticism. And why? Because the goal is to destroy that particular person's moral also. So in some circles, it is seen, as, more sign of cleverness. Kisi ko, to put down somebody, to insult somebody, to speak some sarcastic comments as such. So when somebody is delighting in hurting others, then it is tamasic. And that is why Krishna will come for speech also. He will say that what type of speech it should be. And that is why we should try to see that uh, what words are we articulating and speaking. See, things will be the same. Okay. Sometimes, okay, our child must have made some mistake. Okay. If my child makes some mistake, then I will not go and just bombard him. Like, I'll just go and tell him in a positive way. Oh, you should not have done this. Oh, you should not have not done this. Check the tone, check the intonations. Oh, you should have not done this. Oh, you should not have done this. Next time, don't do it. Makes a difference, right? So, how we speak to people, how we behave with people, all that matters a lot. And if you see, Prabhupada is translating this Paurusham as Puru, Purusham, right? So he's saying that um, self-sanctioned over here means only that one is thinking that whatever one wants towards life, he thinks I can do it. मुझे जो भी चाहिए, you know, I will be able to do it and I can do it. And that is why, because he thinks that I can do it, then he's moha arabhyate karma. Moha means very, commonly is describing this mode of ignorance only. Moha means only mode of ignorance. And then he's saying that, because see, even in the seventh shloka, in this only chapter, when he's saying that, he said that moha tyaga paritagya. So when one does tyaga in moha, that is considered to be in the mode of ignorance. That's right. So that is why he's saying that yat tat tamasam uchyate. So this is in the mode of ignorance as such. Okay. Now Krishna has completed over here karma in the three modes. Okay, goodness, ignorance, and passion. And now further he's going to describe karta in the three modes. Okay, let's see then karta in the three modes. Okay, let's read this. One has to give accounts of one's action to the state or the agents of the Supreme Lord called Yamdutas. Irresponsible work is destructive because it destroys the regulative principles of scriptural injunction. It is often based on violence and distressing to other living entities. Such irresponsible work is carried out in the light of one's personal experience. This is called an illusion. And all such illusionary work is a product of mode of ignorance. Okay. So the three types of kartas are there. See, Krishna always, he will talk about, positive first, and then he will gradually, sometimes he will say negative and then he'll move towards positive, but mostly he'll say positive first and then the negative. Mukto sanga ahanam vadi dhriti utsaha samanvita siddhya siddhayo nirvikaraha karta satvika uchyate. One who performs his duty without association with the modes of material nature, without false ego, with determination and enthusiasm, and without wavering in success or failure, is said to be a worker in the mode of goodness. So he's saying that Mukta Sangha Ahanam Vadi Riti. Mukta Sangha means what? That one is not very attached to the fruits of one's activity. One is liberated from the attachment to the fruit. I just have to do for the pleasure of the Lord. Whatever may be the outcome, I might have some deficiencies. I might have some little, drawbacks in my this, but I'm doing it for the pleasure of the Lord. And in that, if there are some mistakes or some, उसको हिंदी में कहते त्रुटियां, some छोटी छोटी गलती हो रही, Krishna still forgets. Why? Because you are trying to do it for the pleasure of the Lord. So now such a person is liberated from the attachment to the fruits, whatever may be the outcome. If I'm going out on distributing books, whatever may be outcome, I might distribute one book, I might not distribute a single book, I might distribute hundreds of books, but I am not attached to the fruits, right? Sometimes they say that Phalena Parichayate, but actually Krishna is seeing the endeavor. Krishna is not seeing the final result. Like, for example, if you see in, can you give me some examples where Krishna saw the endeavor and Krishna did not see the final outcome? Any examples, striking examples, if you all can tell me?
Mataji, squirrel example of Ramji.
Yes, Lord Squirrel. That's the best example where Lord Ram was seeing only the endeavor of squirrel. He did not see that how much Herculean task the squirrel is able to do, but she is trying to give her contribution according to her own capacity. Her capacity is only taking some small pebbles or some small dust particles and just filling in the gaps between the big bolster rocks, right? So according to isko कहते हैं क्षमता, according to that particular person's capacity, he's trying to serve the Lord, and sometimes he might stretch also that capacity, like Lord Hanuman stretched from one shore to the other shore. He stretched himself. The squirrel also stretched himself. And there are like that so many other devotees who stretch themselves. And why these? Because when the squirrel was doing that service, she was not thinking that what will I get. Many times we think what will I get means only fruit मिलेगा. मुझे क्या fruit मिलने वाला है? So then when somebody is not attached to these fruits, then that particular person is liberated. Mukta Sangha. He is liberated from all material association. Material association means only that even if he might be in, he might be doing some business, he might be in some office, he might be selling something, but he is not taking association. He might give association, but he does not take association of those material things. Sometimes, see, it's all about, you take association. Say, for example, I'm taking the association of this mobile. Then I get addicted with mobile and, keep on seeing those YouTube shorts and this and that. So that is called material association. And spiritual association means only that constantly you are thinking about the benefit of the lover or benefit of Krishna and benefit of all the Vaishnavas. Now that is actually spiritual association, that you're thinking only for the betterment or उनके हित के लिए सोचते हो आप, right? You're thinking for the betterment of the other person. That is called spiritual association, that you don't want anything in return, but you just want to serve. That's called spiritual association. So this person, he is liberated, mukta sangha, is liberated from the material association. And then he's saying that ahanam vadi, he does not imagine himself to be the doer. See, without false ego. False ego means only a person thinks that I am the doer. Because one understands that whatever success is coming, there are multiple factors involved to that success, and I alone am not the doer. Right? Say, for example, the temple has given you some project, right? Okay, that, you all cook some maybe 108 items now. Okay. So then there are so many other things involved. Okay. There is grains involved, there are fruits involved, and there are, vegetables involved. Everything is involved. The place is involved. The fire is involved. Then your hands are involved. Everything is involved. Now, alone, if I think, oh, I made this rabri for Krishna, but there were so many other people. So then we say that by the mercy of Krishna, somehow I was able to do it, right? So I'm alone, not the doer. There is, Daiva, that is a sanction from the Lord, there is a place, there are the senses, we just saw last. So when I'm saying that Ahanam Vadi means without false ego, and see, without false ego means only he understands that I am not the doer. And that is why he's saying that Dhriti Utsaha Samanvitaha. Samanvita means he is, here Prabhupada said qualified, but it also means that he's imbued, or he's permeated or filled with. He's because Prabhupada has translated over here qualified with, Dhriti. And when he says Dhriti, with determination and utsaha, or with great enthusiasm. So for a person to make very long-term progress is enthusiasm and determination. In goodness, one has determination and enthusiasm. Like sometimes, people think that life in the goodness, in mode of goodness is, very slow motion, very boring life. Like, people think that, I should not speak fast, I should not run fast, I should not do activities fast. Of course, slowness is not defining the characteristic of defining the mode of goodness, but mode of goodness, defining characteristic that there is contemplation before action, right? So one thinks, or he reasons, and then he decides that what to do. This action is in the mode of goodness. So what happens is, the difference between passion and ignorance is, in goodness, a person will first think, then decide what to do. Okay. But in the mode of passion, uh, in passion, after doing, one will think that, oh, why did I do that? I made a mistake. So such actions often, people will regret, they will lament, after doing that particular action. So that is why in mode of goodness, I'm contemplating, I'm reasoning, and I will think properly, and then I will decide. All pros and cons I will take into consideration, and then I will, decide what to do. But in the mode of passion, on the spur of the moment, without thinking, खट से कर देगा, बाद में वो पछताएगा, ठीक है ना? So like that. So if a person's contemplation is quick and clear, a person can act fast also. Sometimes some people का ना दिमाग बहुत तेज चलते रहता है. They can really take good decisions on the spur of the moment, and the decisions are good also, right? And of course, it is not that a person in goodness has to necessarily work very slowly. But both the person in goodness and passion, both can work fast, but a person in passion is in bondage. He's in illusion, and he's not contemplating, and he's not weighing the consequences of action. That's only the difference. So he's saying that siddhi asiddhyo nirvikaraha. See, vikara means what? To change. And nirvikara means there will be no change or without change. So he's saying that such a person, whether the person gets success or failure, there is no change. He's, equipoised, right? So then he's saying that karta satvika. So such a person is in sattvic, and he is karta in the mode of goodness. So this is what Prabhupada is saying, that see, he does not worry about distress undertaken. Sometimes, see, he's very enthusiastic. If you see book distributors who are doing book distribution on a daily basis, consistently over the period of years, so they don't worry about all the difficulties taken, or the challenges taken. He's always enthusiastic, and he does not care whether, okay, this year I have success, this year I have failure. He's equal in both distress also and happiness also. And that is why Prabhupada is saying that such a worker is in the mode of goodness. And Krishna is also saying the same. Okay. Then he's coming to a person who is in the mode of passion. Give me a minute. रागी कर्म फल प्रेप्सुर लब्धतो हिंस आत्मको असुचि हर्ष शोकान्वितः कर्ता राजस परिकीर्तित. The worker who is attached to work and the fruits of work, desiring to enjoy those fruits, who's greedy, always envious, impure, and moved by joy and sorrow, is said to be in the mode of passion. So see, opposite to, the mode of, what do you say, mode of goodness is completely, opposite is passion. So when he's saying over here, ragi karma phalaha prepsur. Ragi means he's probably saying very much attached, and one who is filled with rag. Krishna, one who is filled with attachment. Okay. And they say karma phala. The karma phala means such a person is very much attached to the karma phala, or the fruits of his actions or work. And one who, or sometimes it may mean that he wants fruits of work very quickly. अभी इन्वेस्टमेंट किया, अभी रिटर्न चाहिए, अभी मैंने ये किया, अभी मुझे ये चाहिए. Just now I made rabdi, I want just now. But wait, there are guests coming in. First the guests have to be served. Before that, the Lord has to have the, whatever bhoga we have made. Then that prasad has to be distributed among the Vaishnavas. And then if something is left, then, we can, honor it. Right? So, abhi banaya abhi. Like, sometimes children are very this ki, Mummy, jaldi chahiye mujhe, mummy chahiye. I'll say, wait, Baba, wait. Thoda wait karo. Then we will, we'll give. We have to offer it to the Lord. Now they can't wait even 10 minutes for that offering. Sometimes. So I'm not saying that, children are in the mode of passion, but mostly guided by the mode of passion. So they want everything quick. Abhi banaya, abhi karo, that way. Then he's saying that labdha himsa atmakah asuchi. So see, when he's saying lubdhva means greedy, himsa atmika. Just give me 1 minute, okay? It is lubdho, okay. When he's saying lubdho, means he's saying greedy. Himsa Atmika, Asuchihim. See, Himsa Atmika means he is always envious. And Atmiko is, related with the word Atma. He is always, Himsa Atmiko means such a person, uh, for him, this Himsa is the essence. Like a person thinks that action means there has to be some violence. Otherwise, what is the fun? And Atmika, to his own Atma, he will, harm, and he will harm the others also. And then he's saying that Harsha Shoka Anvitaha. So we can, compare this, the Dhriti Utsaha Samanvita means person in the mode of goodness. And here is Harsha Shoka Shokanvitaha. Okay. So what is the difference between both? So Harsha and Shok are the results of action, whatever action I'll do. So when one does that action and he gets the result. So when the result is positive, one is happy or he's in jubilation. And when he does not get the result, there is sorrow or he is dejected. So what happens is, for the person who is in the mode of passion, the focus is not in action, but in the consequences or the result. So one has to focus on action and not on the result. सेवा बहुत मन लगा के करो, बढ़िया तरीके से करो, फिर उसका रिजल्ट जो भी निकले, you offer it to Krishna. Because anyways, I am not the doer. So you offer everything to Krishna. So sometimes karma may be in the mode of goodness and karta in the passion, right? And vice versa, based on, time, place, and circumstance. Like, for example, teaching is in the mode of goodness, but the teacher may be arrogant just to show off how much he or she knows. So, if possible, we can choose karma in the mode of goodness and become karta also in the mode of goodness. I remember my spiritual master, because when I was in the IT, I was feeling very much, my whole body was getting drained, and on and off, on and off. My health was not keeping good. And a couple of times I was hospitalized also because of weakness and low hemoglobin and all. So then, and I was not able to attend Mangala Aarti. Like, with very great difficulty, I used to attend Mangala Aarti. Just 3:34, you just land, uh, in, because the van used to leave us till the temple premises. And then, you've been awake the whole night. And then attending Mangala Aarti, like that, the half-hearted Mangala Aarti attending, okay, not fully. Like Sansar Dava, you're just sleeping and all. So when I'd gone to my spiritual master, I asked Maharaj that, I'm very much, you know, sad because, this job is actually taking up so much of my energy and time, and I'm not very happy because my health is also affecting. Maharaj said that take a job which is less, hassle free, as such, where you get little less money. He asked me, what is important for you, money or uh, your spiritual life? And I said, of course, Maharaj, spiritual life. Then he's saying, take a job which is less hassle free. Then I said that, which job, Maharaj? He's saying, teaching job is little less hassle free. You'll have time also, and you can, give more time to Krishna consciousness also. Your health also will be intact. Because teaching job, what you come home by 3:34. You go early in the morning by 7:38 after completing your round and taking darshan and everything. Because I was staying near the temple. And you can reach by 8:15 the school. And school was also nearby. I did 3 to 4 minutes just, by cycle rickshaw. You could go. So that's how, why I was saying this is that teaching in the mode of goodness. But sometimes I have seen, of course, I am a very strict teacher, but you might say that why strictness? Because sometimes children, they don't listen. They have to be actually, scolded very badly, and then only they keep quiet because they cannot be controlled. And especially if a class of 40 children are there, and you have big children, grade 7, 8, 9, and 10, then they have to be controlled, and then you have to yell on the top of your voice. Then they will keep. Sometimes later on, I used to just use my eyes only. My eyes are only enough because sometimes I will not beat them. But what is the best punishment I'll give? Murga ban jao. क्लास में कुछ बोलना नहीं, कुछ करना नहीं है, आपने गलती किया है, मुर्गा बन जाओ. दिस इज द बेस्ट पनिशमेंट. The next time you won't do only that, mistake again, or you'll not, misbehave with the others as such. So yes, teaching can be in the mode of goodness, but sometimes the teachers do have to have some discipline in the class, and that's why they have to give some punishment as such. And then she's saying, himsa atmika, violence towards others, or envious towards others. See, when one feels envious towards others, he does violence towards others. So, why? Because he'll think that I wanted to better, I wanted to be better situated than that particular person. I want to bring down that person. You remember that story of two neighbors, right? And one neighbor had better things than the others. So this person, started doing a lot of tapasya, and then uh, he was asked that, what do you want? He's telling that whatever, whatever I get, uska adha usko milna chahiye. So then I think he asked that, break my one eye, so that the other person's two eyes are gone. But at least your one eye is gone. What about that? And some people are like that. Okay, let's go to the mode of ignorance. 28. अयुक्तः प्रकृतस्तब्ध स्थातो नैष्कृतो अलसः विषादी दीर्घसूत्री च कर्ता तामस उच्यते. The worker who is always engaged in working against the injunctions of scriptures, who is materialistic, who is obstinate, cheating, and expert in insulting others, who is lazy, always morose. Procrastinating is said to be in the work, to be a worker in the mode of ignorance. Worker means only karta. So he's saying that ayukta prakrute stabdah. So see, yukta means he's very much well situated. But ayukta means, who is not situated according. See, yukta means well situated, is well connected according to the scriptures, right? Is well connected with Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. But when we are saying that ayukta means what? He is not connected, or that which is not according to the scriptures. This is ayukta. Prakriti means what? Prakriti means he is materialistic person. See, Prakriti means what? What is his nature? Okay. And so over here, Prakrutaha means materialistic, and Prakriti Sahajiyas. If you see this, some people who are quite materialistic, although they may seem to be a devotee. So when I say Sahajiya, they may take devotion very cheaply. And that is why their conceptions, their aspirations are all within the realm of matter only. But they will have the garb of a religious person. They will, धर्म का चोला पहन के घूमते हैं. So that is saying that stabda. See, stabda means very obstinate or insolent also. It means that these people, once they decide to do something, then even if it is wrong, they will not give up. Ziddi, obstinate, right? Actually, and see, when I say obstinacy and determination, they're very similar, but actually might seem similar, but they're not similar as such, right? Because see, determination is positive. Even if I do not get success, I will do it. And obstinacy is a negative term, right? And like, for example, if it is something undesirable also, uh, one should give it up. But still, he will not give it up. And although he may experience, and learn from others, but he does not give it up. Like, see, in Dhruv Maharaj's case, okay, Dhruv Maharaj continued even after Narad Muni's advice. And in Duryodhan's case also, the same thing. But what is the difference? One is according to the scripture and the other is not. ध्रुव महाराज भी जिद्दी थे और दुर्योधन भी जिद्दी था. लेकिन ध्रुव महाराज was guided by Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, and Duryodhan and all these Ravan people, they are examples of this Tabda, Ziddi. Ravana knew that Ram is the supreme person. Duryodhan knew theoretically that this Krishna is God, but still bar he would call him ye gwala, ye gwala, ye gwala, he will call Krishna. And how much he used to insult Krishna. And then he's saying that Shatah. See, Shatahu means actually one who is deceitful, who is a very treacherous person, or he will do things for himself and he does not care anything for the others. And he will use people for his own purpose. See, you must have heard this thing, no? That previously uh, um, uh, things were used and people were loved. But now people are used and things are loved, right? So this is like, something that time they will not care for others and they want to use it for their own, selfish purposes as such. Like, for example, if someone is, patenting, some yoga asana or some certain, Ayurveda herbs or something, which is grown from, centuries. So they're using it for their own, purpose. And nobody else should use this. Only, this is my patent as such. And that is why he's saying that Naishkritah alasah. Naishkrita means this person will delight or feel happy in insulting others and hurting others. And alasa is lazy. So he's saying that Shato Naishkrito alasah and Dirgha Sutrihi. Dirgha Sutri means he will keep on postponing things, procrastinating things. है ना? आज नहीं कल, कल नहीं परसों, परसों नहीं नरसों, and then every time. See, even with us many times, na, for example, you start and I want to do this, on a daily basis. I will do it definitely and all. And then as somebody wakes up, oh, I think I'll start from tomorrow. Like, for example, with me, okay, I'll tell you. I want to reduce my weight. From a very long time, I want to reduce my weight. But I say, no, from this Monday, pakka, I will start going, to the yoga classes. I will pakka go. And then Monday comes, another Monday comes, 3 months have gone bypass that way only. But no time for going for yoga classes. That is procrastinating. Okay. So then he's saying that Vishadi means uh, one who is always dukhi, हमेशा morose रहेगा, and he will not be satisfied, and that is why he'll be dukhi. So generally when we say selfishness is for things, but it can be at the level of thoughts also, that one wants everyone's attention, either by letting everyone know that he's doing something excellent, or by drawing some attention, by putting forward some miserable condition, like in the television also, for name and fame people will do anything, you know. What was that very stupid thing, Guinness Book of World Record? Some couple, what did they do? They kissed each other for some what hours? I don't remember the number of hours, and their name was in the Guinness Book of World Record. So some very stupid things they want, the attraction of people. So uh, he's saying that uh, some people, they become even mentally sick, in a sense they always think of themselves in a negative way. नहीं, ये मैं कर ही नहीं सकती हूँ माता जी, मेरे से होगा ही नहीं, right? So this sort of self pity is also not humility. See, there is a difference between humility and self pity. Okay, self pity means only very self centered, I and I and I, one does not think about others at all. So then he's saying that विषादी दीर्घ सूत्री ही च एंड कर्ता तामसोच्यते. सो सी, एक तो होता है मोरोजनेस. One will always think, sorry for himself, that the world is so bad and my world man, and nothing is going to work out for me and all. And what is the difference between these two? Okay, humility and self-pity. Humility is never self-centered. Humility is always Krishna-centered. I feel very small because I feel Krishna is very great, and among all the other people in front of Krishna, I am very small. And in this way, I always remain humble. कि Krishna Vibhu hai and मैं Anu हूँ. So when we give up these things, we become happy and we become more productive, right? So self pity means मैं ही करती रहती हूँ, मैं ये नहीं कर सकती, मैं वो नहीं कर सकती, मैं ऐसा नहीं कर सकती हूँ, मैं वैसा नहीं सकती. तो आई एम वेरी सेल्फ सेंटर्ड, है ना? And I'm not thinking about others. I'm not thinking about Krishna. I'm not thinking about satisfying Krishna. I'm not thinking about satisfying the Vaishnavas or satisfying my spiritual master. Or I'm not thinking about pleasing the Vaishnavas. I'm not thinking about them, right? Or their welfare as such. I'm not thinking about those who are yet to become devotees. We say non-devotees, but I say yet to become devotees. I'm just thinking about myself. So that is not actually, what do you say, proper. Okay. So now we finished karma in the three modes. We completed karta in the three modes. And now we will see intelligence in the three modes, buddhi. So let's go to the 29th. Intelligence is a very major part, okay? Hamare intelligence is the connecting link between soul and the, what do you say, soul and the mind. ये intelligence connect करता है. So when the mind gets connected to the intelligence, then the intelligence gets connected to the soul. There is a link actually as such. Okay. So now, if you see, over here, we're discussing jnana of a karma yogi, how karma yogi can be, situated himself by doing action and by understanding the three modes of material nature, with various elements. So till the jnana or jnana cha karma cha karta cha, that is mentioned in this 19th verse. Okay. And then we discussed about jnana, karma and karta. Now from this 29th verse, there is a transition if you see, okay. And what is that transition? That the further elements of action will be mentioned. And those elements will be definitely analyzed in the later part of the verses, that is 30, 31, 32 as such, up till 39. So now we have buddhi, we have dhriti. Dhriti means determination, okay? And we have sukham or happiness. Buddhi, determination, and happiness. So we said knowledge is the first step in action. Then what is the nature of that action or the karma, whether in mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance? And then what is the karta? What is his nature? Am I the doer or I am not the doer? I am just an actor, or that way. And then we saw buddhi also. Sorry, we'll be seeing buddhi. Now we'll be seeing buddhi. Buddhi is understanding for that particular action, determination for that action, and the fruit of action, that is happiness. See, fruit of action by default you will feel naturally very happy, right? For example, if I was hungry and I had a very nice feast in the temple, so then I get happiness, by eating that prasad. So the fruit of the action is that I am feeling satisfied in my stomach. Tushti, pushti, santushti, right? I'm being nourished also, and I'm being nurtured also, and that is why I'm feeling very happy. So, what is he saying? Buddhir bhedam dhiteschaiva gunastatastrividham shunu protyamana sheshena pruthatvena dhananjaya. Oh, winner of well, now please listen as I will tell you in detail of the different kinds of understanding and determination according to the three modes of material nature. So he's saying that when he's saying that buddhi bhedam over here, he's saying that it will help me to differentiate. It will help me to analyze. It will help me to categorize also. Gunas trividham, shunu. And gunas trividham means three types of gunas are there. And see, bhed of what? Bhed of my buddhi, okay, my intelligence, and bhed of my dhriti, bhed of my determination also. And that is what Krishna always says, Abhi suno, tat shruno, please hear from me, anything, procyamanam, asheshena. I'm going to speak to you in detail, and nothing is going to be left very exhaustively and in details. I'm going to say this to you. Prithatvena dhananjaya. So, Prithatvena means differently. What is the difference? I'm going to say this. Okay. So, Krishna is telling that now I will describe Buddhi and Dhriti. There will be another transitional word later on, and he will talk about Sukham, and that is, I think, the 36th verse. Yeah, 36th verse. Krishna wants to really, very seriously, he's concerned about us. Because see, earlier Krishna talked about action in three terms, that is Gyan, Karma, Karta. These are the elements of action with respect to whatever we are perceiving in this material world. And see, when we say Gyan, okay, Gyan is uh, first to act, and we have to perceive what is happening in this world after we have, got sufficient number of perceiving. Like, for example, knowledge. Okay, so I have to, perceive what is happening in this world, and after I perceive, so that knowledge I need. Like, for example, what is happening in Pahalgam, we need to have that knowledge what is happening over there, what is going around. But not too much involvement in that. Maybe, 10-15 minutes a day you can see what's happening over there. And karma. Then we decide how we want to act. So first is the action करना है, फिर कैसे करना है, and karta. So while I am doing a particular action, there is a person who is doing an action, and that action, the person is affected by that action, and by the modes in very, very different ways. See, there are two things. Early in the morning, somebody is chanting, and early in the morning, somebody is, putting that wire in his ear and, hearing some Bollywood songs. So that way. Okay. So now, apart from that when we are acting in buddhi and dhriti is also included. See, buddhi is intelligence or knowledge, and gyan is theoretical knowledge, and intelligence means to see things in proper perspective. Sometimes you see a very intelligent person he is. So he's seeing things in a very proper perspective that, okay, everybody's a part and parcel of Krishna, and, they're trying to serve Krishna. There might be some drawback, there might be some truti, and still, I need to, be open-minded. Like, for example, suppose I have to act, then how should I act? What should I do? What should I not do? We will see the differentiation, we will compare, jnana with bhakti. So jnana is more in terms of perception, and buddhi is more on the terms of action. हम ज्ञान ले रहे हैं ना, उसमें कोई एक्शन नहीं हो रहा है. आपका माइंड जो है ईयर्स है वो एब्जॉर्ब कर रहा है एंड फीडिंग द माइंड, राइट. एंड then there is dhriti. Dhriti means determination. So once I understand that this is how I should be acting, I should not only be intelligent to decide how I should be acting, but after that I should be, consistent and persistent also. ऐसा नहीं है कि आज किया कल नहीं किया. So for successful action in this material world, we should have intelligence also, and we should have determination also. Intelligence means, how can I serve Krishna with my intelligence? How can I be determined only to go towards Krishna? What determined in Utsa Nishchay Dhairya. Nishchay. This Nishchay word that is there, or Dhriti word that is there, very important word. And this determination is required till the fag end of our life. Whether I'm a 90-year-old person or an 80-year-old person, that determination I need to have as such. Okay. Okay, dear devotees, what I was thinking is, I will stop over here. Why? Because, I slept yesterday at 1 o'clock. There was some very serious seva in the temple, and my eyes are still drooping right now. And I woke up very early in the morning. By 4 I woke up. So now after this, my exhausted point has come now. So I will explain this intelligence and determination in the next section. If anybody has any doubts, queries, questions, please you can ask me. Okay, so if nobody has any question, we'll halt for the day. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki jai, Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Dhanyavad.
Hare Krishna.